How's it going, everyone? This is Pedantic and today I'm doing my first video after a considerably long hiatus. I'm just going to be going over a few news topics that have been in gaming. Some of them are a little out of date now. The first one's going to be the Beyond Two Souls, PS4 Director's Cut Edition, the Tomb Raider exclusivity to the Xbox One and Xbox 360 from the looks of it, and the infamous Second Son pre-order issue that I've been having. I would like to just discuss briefly. Now, for those who are returning subscribers who subscribed to me when I was making videos over a year ago, I believe my last video was, I am now streaming on Twitch. I'll leave the link in the description, so if anyone's interested in watching my Twitch streams, it'll be down there. I don't have a schedule as of yet, I'm just doing it casually for the fun of it. But anyway, with that all said, I'm going to be trying to do one video a week on my YouTube channel. It'll vary a little bit based on if there's anything I'm interested in talking about or not, and yeah, I'll go from there and see how everything turns out. Now, first up was Beyond Two Souls, which is yet again being rumoured for a PS4 Director's Cut release. To me, this seems like a great thing. Whether you liked the game or not is not actually the question I ask with these re-releases. The question I ask is, can the game be improved? And in the case of Beyond Two Souls, it's a game that struggled to run on the PS3. It constantly dipped below 30 FPS, often running at around 20 FPS, I believe. So yes, a 108p in particular, game running, more importantly at 60 FPS on the PS4 of this game, would be fantastic. You could also do with some tweaking and fleshing out in some certain aspects, which the Director's Cut could certainly achieve, so I'm not sure why people would be against these HD re-releases. If you even want to call them HD re-releases, because the games were of course originally in HD, but these re-releases I think are a good thing. You don't need to task the entire studio to do them. Metro Redux I'm very glad exists, especially for 2033. That had some problems that have been mostly fixed now, and it's a fantastic game. Well, it was already a fantastic game, but it's an even better game now in the Redux form. Tomb Raider, once again, it runs at a higher frame rate, it's just a better experience, same with The Last of Us. Now, if it was taking up an entire studio's time, then I would be more inclined to be against it, but it isn't, so I'm all for it. Next up is the Tomb Raider exclusivity deal. Now, before I get too much into this, we should remember that Sony in the past did actually play for exclusive access on consoles, I believe, for Tomb Raider. I think it was Tomb Raider 2, and it was a contract that basically meant they only could release this game for a set period of time on consoles, which means there is, of course, was a PC release. This time that doesn't seem to be the case. It's going to only be coming to Xbox One and Xbox 360 at first, and then at a later date almost certainly coming to the PS4, maybe the Wii U, but doubtful, and PC, and probably PS3 as well. I could talk a bit about what I think about this in terms of Microsoft's business plan, but I think that would be best left to a separate video because it would take up several minutes. It leaves me unconfident in their ability to release quality exclusives, or enough quality exclusives to make their console an attractive proposition. What I will say though is that I don't think the way they're going about it with buying up exclusive rights for a specific period of time with Dead Rising 3 with Rise is the way to go about it. They need to get their own exclusives that are going to remain exclusive to their consoles, and with games that would otherwise not exist. And I think that last point is a key. If the game would otherwise not exist, it's very hard to complain about the game being exclusive. So for example, when Naughty Dog makes a game, the game wouldn't exist without Sony. Sony owns Naughty Dog, so it's hard to complain. Or if, for example, the company Sony or Microsoft or Nintendo walk up to a developer like Nintendo did with Bayonetta 2 and says, we'll fund this game entirely, but it will have to be exclusive to our console. No one really complained about Bayonetta 2 once that was made clear that this game would never have been made if Nintendo didn't fund it. It's hard to argue that this upcoming Tomb Raider game would not be made. It of course would be made if it wasn't an exclusive deal. They're just taking some money now and hoping it doesn't affect them in the long run when they re-release on the other consoles and PC, of course. This is the kind of thing I really don't like seeing in exclusives. As I said, I think exclusives should be for games that otherwise wouldn't exist if they weren't funded to be an exclusive. Outside of that, I think exclusives should go away. They have no value for the gamer. This includes like the pre-order bonuses for Destiny, which are exclusive to PlayStation, and so on. Exclusive content should only be there if it's specific to the platform. That is, it's tailored to that platform. So for example, on the Xbox One, it's tailored to using the Kinect. This content doesn't work without the Kinect. or for PC you'd need a mouse and keyboard to really be able to run this content properly. Then that exclusive content I'm somewhat okay with, but when it's just barred off content cut out of the game, like often happens, that is also something that's just, it needs to die, quite honestly. It's horrible for the consumer, and it's shocking that they've been able to use it as a selling point for games. Now lastly is my Last Light pre-order, which is of course the infamous game. Now I put a pre-order in, and as many will know, throughout the EU and UK, which includes Australia because for some reason our store is linked to the EU-UK store, they cancelled all the pre-orders. Now quite annoyingly they upped the price from $15 in Australia to about $23, and if that's not annoying enough, once the game has now actually released, those who have pre-ordered it in many cases at least have been unable to actually purchase the content. I've called up Sony several times. Each time I've been given a different answer to, oh, it's a slight problem, we'll just pass it on, it'll be fixed, we'll call you back in 24 to 48 hours. I called up again after 48 hours, oh, it's only on business days, it's done based on business days, so in 2 business days, so we'll get back to you by tomorrow. And then when they did get back to me, they of course gave me the same answer they gave me originally, so it didn't get anywhere. So I called up again, and that answer was that I'll just try buying it on the actual internet browser through our PlayStation Store there and see if that works, which of course I'd already done, and I'd explained all this. It's just a bit annoying how their support isn't able to keep up. And then I rang up again a third time, and they then confirmed that it was an ongoing issue that they should have just told me about in the first place. I don't know what's happening with their support. I don't know why they don't have such a clear idea as to what they should be saying to their customers. But at the end of the day, it's kind of horrible to be in a position whereby someone pre-orders a game from you, so they're taking a risk there. You then cancel their pre-order so that you can up the price, and I see little reason to not believe that's the case. Some may say that's cynical, but for example, in America, there were no cancelled pre-orders and there was no price increase. It just seems to be a strange correlation, which may be completely incorrect, but I'm a cynical person by nature, I guess. I do think they probably cancelled the pre-orders to up the price. Now, Sony, of course, have the right to up their price before release and say you have to pay more if you want this now. That's entirely fair, especially as with the pre-order you don't actually pay until it releases. But where it starts to really annoy me is now that it has been released, I can't actually purchase it, and the support just seems to be going in circles. So that's an area that Sony, I've thought this for a long time, they really need to improve in that area, because their service, whilst very polite, I have to really commend that, is also entirely useless in actually getting anything done. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Just reintroducing myself, saying I'm going to hopefully be doing a video a week. That's the plan at least. I am streaming. The link is below if you want to follow me there. And if you've liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.